Welcome to the second half of Kids Community Connections at My Kids 1031. And Phyllis Jones, you're still host and guest. And you know what? We need to be smacked down. I swear, this is really bad. So I'm going to let you know what I mean by we need to be smacked down. It says growing STD rates in Bell County show no signs of slowing. Did you hear that? No signs. None. So, you know, we're not doing good at this. And it's saying sexually transmitted diseases in Bell County are on the rise with higher rates than Texas' biggest cities, which include Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. For real, really? Now, we're not as big as none of those cities, but we have growing rates. So you know what? This is not looking good. We're not good at all. That I know. I don't ever want to know that sexually transmitted diseases in Bell County are on the rise and higher than the rates that of Texas' biggest cities. Really? Do we know what we're doing? We're just out there. So I suggest that we do some fast work. It sounds like, I'll put it this way. This is an emergency situation that we need to fix. And it says, we have okay, so now we know we're it. We have a high level of transmitted sexual diseases going on in our community. And it's been going on for the past 5 years. So we're consistently growing higher on craziness. And and if you want to know what our rates are, here they are. And and these are all of our transmitted diseases. So don't just think we're not going to pick on just one, but we're going to do some numbers here. In Bell County, we have over 2,000 cases of gonorrhea. Also, we're growing rapidly fast, because we only had 1,180 last year. So far, and same with chlamydia, we have 3,167 cases. Good gracious. That sounds really horrible. And that's grown 50% than it did a year ago. These are some shocking numbers. And this is really bad. It's saying that we don't care. And it's also saying that we don't have the information that we need to fix this. This is also saying that we're not getting the education out there. It's telling us that we're doing nothing. I mean, to me, it sounds like we're doing nothing. Nothing. Wow. And it's got, we got kids on, I'm reading about kids in Bell County saying that they thought it was treatable, and that, you can just get a shot and get it and go more and move on. So they even have no idea that, that this gets into your body, and it destroys your body and destroys part of it. They have no idea. They think that HIV is like the flu, because for the flu, you can go get a shot of some penicillin or whatever, and you're fine. So we have people that are 14 years old who should know better because someone should have taught them, but they're still thinking that, it's like the flu, you go get a shot and you're fine, and you just go back out there. So our babies, and I'll say our babies, need to be educated that that's not exactly how it's done, doesn't work that way, and that it never has worked that way. But you know what? They have that because that's what we gave them. That's the information they have because we haven't told them anything differently. Because we've done a nice thing again. We sugarcoated and made it soft. It's not that bad. Let's not let them know. And once again, the let's not let them know is hurting them, and it's not helping them. So what we're doing with this cute game that we're playing, we're actually hurting our kids, and we're hurting our public, and we're hurting our people with the cute game we're playing. And the cute game is, let's not tell them because they don't need to know. That's the cute game. And also, just to, we're bad, but not as bad. But Austin has the third highest rate of HIV infections in Texas. Austin is number 3. Doesn't look good. Even though we're higher, but we're high, but Austin is third, followed by Houston and Dallas. you would think that they would be first and we wouldn't even be in this picture. But, you know, we're in the same runnings for HIV. Listen to me, it's Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, and Fort Worth, all which are bigger than Bell County, than little old area that we're in. These places, these cities are bigger than our entire county. And, you know, we're sitting with rates higher than theirs. So we need to do something about it quick. I would also almost call it an emergency, because we're talking about the county that we live in. You know, we always talk about the challenges in our county, and we talk about the crime rate. You know, if you meet anybody anywhere all day, the first thing you all talk about, oh man, the crime is getting really bad. But how many times do we say, oh man, you know, sexually transmitted disease is getting bad around here? We never say that. It doesn't come up in many conversations unless you're a medical person. I'll ask, and I can sit here and say, Joe, do y'all talk about that at work? You go, no, we'll talk about that at work. They talk about who won the football game, who won the basketball game, but they never talk about, do y'all know we're the highest number? No. But you know what? Because no one wants to really talk about it. For real, actuality, no one wants to talk about it, because talking about it, somehow or another, people feel that if we talk about it, people are going to know, and it's going to be talked about. Well, guess what? We're not talking about it, and it's growing, and Bell County is looking crazy, and we're not saying anything about it. We're just simply allowing it to happen. And like I said, we're not letting it happen on purpose. It's just something that we don't want to deal with. So we need to stop dealing with the fact that we don't want to deal with these things. We need to start talking about it. If we want our people to be smart and to be more educated about HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases, then we need to know that we need to get the word out. So I'm asking groups, I'm asking organizations, I'm asking different people in our community of Bell County. You host a health fair, include HIV. I can get you in touch with Susan and Raymond, and they can come out and do the testing for you. It is free. It is confidential. No one knows but you, so if you choose to tell people, it's not, but no one knows but you. But also now we know there's something that help. And I'm not saying people who, are just out there, go take the medication and just go out there anyway. No. But we know people that are in high-risk areas. They're in high-risk lifestyles. So we need to reach out and talk to them. A lot of us have issues with people who are of a different gender than we are. You have a problem talking to them and with them. But they're still people. They still live here. And you don't discard people just because you don't approve of what they do. Make sure they all have the information just as well as everybody else. So let's not make the information selective. And we often do that. We're really good at, I'm not going to let them know, but I'm going to tell them over there. No, we need to tell everybody. We need everybody to know, because we need to fix it. And nobody can fix it but us. And, it's just something that we need to knuckle down and get done. Because we care. And like I said, we're the ones that can make these things change. We're the ones that can move it. We're the ones can lower the numbers. And with knowledge is power. And with power of change, we can make sure that this goes away. And I'm sure we want to. I'm sure we don't want to be known as, Bell County lately, we've been making sure we're the worst numbers in everything. We're child sex trafficking and human trafficking. Bell County decided to jump into the numbers, but we're in that numbers because of our location. I'm not justifying, just that, some of that is because of the location that we're in, that our numbers are higher on a lot of things. But still, we need to get the education out there, because that's what we're not doing. We're not getting the information out. We're not doing a very good job of, like I said, utilizing the information that we have. We're not doing good at that either. So we need to just knuckle down, regroup, and we need to do what we need to do. We need to go out there, and we need to, like I said, make sure the information's out there. And like I said, take Trudy with us. Trudy need to go. For a while I was taking Trudy everywhere, letting her, hey, listen, while we're talking, let's talk to her. While we're talking, let's talk to her. Let her say, I have. That changes a lot of faces when you see somebody that has versus somebody who's just talking about it, such as I am right now. I'm just talking about it. I don't have it, can't, and really don't plan on getting it. But talking with her is even more important because she's been there. And she's there right now. And, I've talked to her when she's not doing well, when she's had some bad times and bad days. And she has a job. Truly a job. She didn't get HIV and sit back and say, I'm not moving, I'm not going. No, she works. She has a job. And her job understands what her issue is. Because that's one thing. I know we have HIPAA, which means you can't ask anybody about the health, or you can't ask questions. But some people's illnesses, they should make known to their employers, just in case something happens. They need to let them know, hopefully not, but, if Trudy's at work and she gets stuck by a pen, and she's bleeding, someone needs to know that they would need to put on gloves to treat her rather than going over and go touching her hand. You need to know, oh, wait a minute, I need to have some gloves on, or, I need to take her by her arm, not touching her, and get her to where, she can wash her hands or wrap it up or whatever. So those things you need to, she has to let her boss know, because unlike the flu, HIV is slightly different. There's no, you can't go get any penicillin to get rid of it, but she has a job. Like I said, she's still working. She volunteers whenever she can. She's still active in the community as much as her illness lets her, because there are days I've talked to Trudy and it's not her day. It is not her day. It's not that she's, off keel mentally. She's not feeling good. She's hurting, so it's not her day. Also, we found that in our area, Scott and White Hospital, is one of the hospitals where I didn't know most HIV patients go in our area. So they do go to Scott and White. So that lets us know that there's a place that we know that treats everybody. And we need to know that, because I need to know to send somebody there. And just in case I need to be able to send somebody somewhere. I'm sure you can go to the free clinic and they'll let you know where to go. But all those things, I'm sorry to say, we need to add to our pockets when we do health fairs. And I'm saying it because, you know what? Right now, this month, starting December, everybody's going to plan their health fairs for the month of February, Black History Month, March, April. People are going to be planning health fairs. So I'm asking you, as you plan your health fair, put that in there. I'm asking you, if you have not planned your health fairs and you're going to do any events as far as passing out knowledge, education to people, add that in there, because it doesn't make sense that our numbers are running as high as the biggest cities in Texas. Doesn't make any sense at all. It puts it on the blame of us, and it's letting us know, like I said, we are doing bad. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And right now, you want to know, I told you where we rank at. I let you know that, but we, of all the third largest cities in Texas, I told you who was 3, but we're at number 2. Bell County's number 2, and that's not even nice to say. I don't even want to say it, but we're our number 2. That is the ranking that we have, and I want us to be ranked so far down that you can't find us. I want Bell County to be ranked way down in the bottom of, 91st or something, or actually fall off the rankings altogether. But to me, this is a call of attention. We need to do something. We need to do something quick. I'm going to say it over and over and over again, because it's not that we're the largest in just HIV. We're the largest in gonorrhea and chlamydia. I thought with my crazy self that gonorrhea was not banished, but I didn't think we had to worry about it anymore as much. But I see we do have to. So we have gonorrhea, chlamydia, and HIV, and they're putting us all 3 together when they say where we rank at. They're putting us all together to say that, those are the 3 highest things that we need to take care of. So guess what? The only way to take care of it is education and counseling too, because as we find, there is education as far as medical education. Where's the counseling at? Who's going to counsel these people? So that gives us some more homework, because you know what I'm going to do now? Yes, I'm going to get with somebody and we're going to do a health fair. Yes, I'm going to get with a group of people and we're going to, we'll get the information on health care. Now I got to find a counselor. We got to find a counselor that knows how to counsel the people with HIV. And not only just counsel people with HIV, is they got to be able to counsel everybody with HIV. What I mean by everybody, people who do not share the same gender that you do. People who are gender specific about, whatever gender they are. You need to find somebody that can talk to all of them and not just one. So, if anybody in the city of Killeen, or I'll say forget the city of Killeen, in Bell County, you know of a counselor that can talk to everybody straight across the board, no matter what their gender identification is, please let me know, because we need to include that person, because we need to do some awareness all the way around. When you catch the flu, you don't need a psychiatrist or a psychologist to talk to. You don't need counseling at all. You just need to take care of the flu. But with your sexually transmitted diseases, especially HIV, we need counseling. So let's do all of that at one time. Let's get the education. Let's get a counselor there to talk to everybody, because they might be talking to everybody, but they might actually be talking to 2 or 3. We need to do that. We need to get that done. So there's a lot of work to get done. And I'll say it's an urgency to get it done, because I don't like this at all. And the one good thing I'll say about Killeen, I know good, how can anything good come out of this is that our clinics in Temple and Killeen offer low or no cost STD testing. Remember, I told you that. And treatments, which also include education and counseling. So I need to look up and see what we have, because apparently Killeen has taken care of that. Killeen and Temple. We need to, it says Killeen and Temple are aware that this is a sensitive subject, and we have well-trained and people to tackle it in person. But we understand that some individuals would like to learn more without presenting it in person right away. So Killeen and Temple, I'm glad we live in Killeen. I'm terrible that we got the numbers we have, but I'm glad that between these 2 cities, which are in Bell County, the largest cities would be Killeen and Temple, are on the right tracks. So it seemed to Killeen, Temple, on the right tracks with the testing, on the right tracks with the education and the counseling. So we need to find out who and where this is, so that we can get some of this information and knowledge out there, because they need help getting it out there. Because guess what? I didn't know till I just read it, that is there. And I had to search for it to find it. It wasn't like right there in my face. I didn't know that. And there was some information that we need to get out there. So you know what? I want to find the counselors to see if they come on the show also to talk about the counseling effect, because I don't know who's listening, whether that affects you or not. I don't know who's listening where you have a family member, a friend, or other people to talk to. And I've talked to someone else with HIV to find out how they're coping, and I need to go back and let them know about the medical part, because I've talked to them since I've met Trudy. And this person, I'm just going to say it because I can, is using alternative drugs that are legal in certain states, but not this state, to help them cope with the pain and some of the issues they have with HIV. So that person needs to know that there are things that they can use other than the illegal drugs that's legal elsewhere and not legal here, that they are using to help combat their illnesses. And it's bad that they got to do that, and they don't know either. So, that means that our information is out there, but it's not out there as much as we think. So I'm going to say it again and again and again. We need to develop some dates. I'm going to call some clubs and organizations and ask, when are we doing it? When are we doing it? And also I'm going to contact most of you know, for the NAACP, I'm still the state education chair. And with the state education chair, our state health chair, and our state veterans affairs chair, we get together and we do workshops and we do different things in different cities. We do it every year. Every year, the 3 of us, we get together and we host events dealing with one thing, but in our each areas, in our each setting. So if we do one for HIV, Carol Moore, who's our state health chair, she leads it in. Terry Mustafer is our state veterans affairs chair. He will talk about veterans with HIV. And I am the state education chair, so my job will be make sure the educational part will get out there. But you know what? I'm going to call both of them probably on Monday to see if we can put together something. And I'm going to ask that it be put together in Bell County. since we are a small county compared to the other ones, the counties that are in Dallas and San Antonio and Houston, we're a smaller county. And our two cities, which are Temple and Killeen, are smaller. So I'm going to see if we can possibly do a workshop here and educate everybody on all three sexual transmitted diseases that we're talking about, and to see if we can put together something and bring it out to the public and make sure that we have it in an area where it's needed, not wanted. Because sometimes we host things in areas that want it, but it's not the area that's needed. We make a mistake in doing that. We'll host something at the Conference and Civic Center that needs to be maybe on the south side or the north side of Killeen, but we'll host it on the south side of Killeen at the Conference and Civic Center and say nobody came. So I'm going to talk to them on Monday, and we're going to put something together to get this done to help combat it. So I'm saying now I'm going to step up to the plate and get it done. So I want to know what you're going to do. I need you to contact me and let me know what your group and what your organization is going to do to help step up to the plate to combat this. And let's stop it from growing. Let's stop Killeen's high numbers. Let's stop Belton's high numbers. Temple. Let's stop Bell County's high numbers. Let's be, like 99th. We don't want to be in the top 5, where we are. We don't want to be there. We want to be 99th, so far off till you might not even have to mention us ever again anymore. So let's change those numbers. I'm challenging you now. Change those numbers. Let's get together. Let's do something. Let's get the word out there, because it's our children that we're looking at. And we keep saying that people keep saying children are our future, and they're not. If they're alive, they're here today. We need to let this 14-year-old child know that you don't go get a shot and it goes away. And we need to stop sugarcoating things for kids, because when you sugarcoat it, it doesn't sound so serious. And by the time you sugarcoat it for your kids and they get to their friends, it's like taking the M&M. It's like that. So all the way around, we need to change our mindset. We need to get in gear. We need to get a drive going. We need to educate, disseminate the information we have. We need to quit holding it, and we need to make sure that it gets to the people that need it, and not just, say, yeah, I did it. What about it? Who cares? No, let's do it and do it right. So once again, let's switch subjects for a whole second. Let me go back before we leave. Remember, today at 3:00, bring your children to the Killeen Community Center for a holiday under the stars. Let them play some games, win some prizes, burn off some energy. There will be a movie show also. Mels will be there to do some live broadcast there. He'll be there to hang out, talk. He likes to talk, so he'll talk. But I'm going to surprise him when I show up there also, as I'm introducing the entertainment there. He's going to be shocked. It's going to be fun. So, to see two crazy people hanging out for a minute is going to be hilarious. And we won't behave. So just remember, we're not going to behave. It's just impossible. It doesn't even make sense. It's holiday season. We can get away with it. But I want to thank everyone for listening to KISS Community Connections at My KISS 1031. I want you to always remember, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.